And it's really important that you realize you've got to build your business around your life. You've got to have a great life, and your business supports that. It's not the opposite. You don't, navigate your life around the needs of the business. And as an entrepreneur, you create that future. It's in your control. So my name's Chris Ronzio. I'm the CEO and founder of a company called Trainual, which does training manuals or standard operating procedures. Basically, it's the playbook for a growing business. So anyone that has a business or works at a business and wants to document how you do what you do, and you want that all to live in one central place, that's what Trainual does. So it's perfect for anyone that's onboarding new people or just trying to keep your existing people operating in the same way. My first real business started when I was 14. I was in high school, and it was a video production company that filmed events, live events, first at my school, like soccer games or the talent show. And then it broadened to the state of Massachusetts, where I grew up, and then New England, then the East Coast of the US, and then all around the US. What I wanted to do was take my specialty of setting up systems and building scalable processes, and then apply that to my friends' businesses, understanding how their workflows worked and interviewing all of their people. And what I saw is that, regardless of the industry, every business is very similar in that you need clear roles and responsibilities, and you need clear workflows of who does what, how do you do each thing. And so I started documenting people's companies in Google Docs or Word docs and shooting screen recording videos for how certain systems worked. And I saw that the entrepreneur loved that. Like they really wanted a tangible way to describe how their business worked. And so that's really what led to Trainual, which is my current business. And the word Trainual came from training manual, but really it's that playbook, that how you do what you do, that I think every company needs. Is it frees up time for you to do more of what you want to do. And so the way that you do less of the thing you don't want to do is that you hand off that responsibility to someone else. And the way to hand off something and make sure it's done right is to write down the process, is to document it, to describe it, and make sure you clearly communicate it with the person that's taking it over. So when we hear training, we might think of like, oh, boring, I don't want to do training. But training is really something we all do. Anytime you hand off something and ask for help, you have to train them at some level. And so that's what Trainual is. It's a place where all of those processes in your business can get clearly described. And then you segment them or you organize them by role in the company so that next time you hire someone with the same role, it's really just a one-click sort of process. And they have instant access to everything they need to know to do their job. And it's not just how they do their job, but it's also how they get to know your business. Build things that we want to use. I think a lot of entrepreneurs start a business to scratch their own itch. And that's really important to remember as you grow the business. So it's easy for a product to attract the attention of some early customers, and those customers can influence the product to stray away from your original vision. And so I would just, caution everybody to remember who they built the product for and build their services or their product through that lens. I was 14, so my challenge was age. Like, I couldn't drive to meet my customers. My mom had to drive me. I remember her picking me up at school and bringing me to meetings. I was young, so that first impression was that he probably doesn't know what he's talking about. But if I could wow them in the meeting and I had everything organized and put together and I knew my stuff better than my competitors, then they were just impressed that I was young. And it became a positive that, wow, this is the best choice for our vendor. And he's this young, like, pretty cool. This is a benefit. And so I think anybody out there could spin whatever you think your negative is, whatever is holding you back, spin that into, like, how do you make that to your advantage? How do you make it a positive? And if you just show up confident and like you know your stuff, then you can get past any of those early challenges. I worked at a supermarket, I interned at a consulting firm, and I worked at a retail store for a summer. And so I had a little experience, but in my adult career, I've always been an entrepreneur. And so what I would say is being an entrepreneur means you create your future. Like if you don't like something, you have the ability to change it. And I think that's really empowering. And it's really important that you realize you've got to build your business around your life. You've got to have a great life, and your business supports that. It's not the opposite. You don't, navigate your life around the needs of the business. And as an entrepreneur, you create that future. It's in your control. I think the system is not set up to support entrepreneur, particularly the financial systems and the insurance systems. You have to walk away from the benefits and the job, the things that you might have at your job. And I don't think there's a great infrastructure for entrepreneurs to get those same benefits. Like, how do you roll over a 401k, or how do you maintain your health insurance, or how do you, refinance your mortgage? When you're an entrepreneur, people look at you like you're self-employed, and it's a strike against you. If I could change anything, it would be setting up those institutions to make the first step a little easier. Well, the biggest achievements I would say are on the personal side. That the last 7 years I've taken a month off every summer and to spend time with the family. And there's been a lot of amazing achievements with Trainual. Just building the team, winning the Best Places to Work awards, winning Fastest Growing Company awards, the most promising startup. There's been a lot of cool press that we've gotten that I feel really fortunate about. We've got customers in over 120 countries, and so it's become this really global product. I think it's how I manage email, which sounds crazy, but I get so much email, and the way that I process that is just like you would process your physical mail. So every day I empty my inbox in the same way you would empty your mailbox of physical mail. And then there's this feature I use that blocks senders. So whenever I get a solicitation or something that's unwelcomed, it goes into a certain folder and I never hear from them again. I don't think any of the lessons I've learned from mistakes are things that I would want to undo, because with every mistake can come some nugget, some piece of gold. Like, for instance, I could tell entrepreneurs, don't get distracted. Shiny object syndrome. Don't focus on one thing and grow that thing. But Trainual was a distraction. It was a shiny object. It was not my consulting business. It was something that I got passionate about for a few weeks within the consulting business, and that led to this. I underpriced my consulting for so long, and I could have charged way more. And so you could tell people, don't underprice. But the flip side of that is that by charging so low, I drove tremendous value for my early consulting customers, and they became my hugest advocates that grew that business to a 7-figure consulting business. Don't be afraid to fail, because you're going to fail a lot, especially at the beginning. And so if you start scared, then it's going to be really hard to overcome all the obstacles. You get this moment when you're just crazy enough to go for it. And so it's, just dive in, jump in. You've got to get past being scared. But if you're so afraid to bring it to the market that you're aiming and striving for perfection, then again, it's going to be really hard to get anywhere. So my advice would be to not make guesses on behalf of the market, but to test, experiment, show it to people, have them use it, have them, experience your service, give it away for free, get feedback, improve it. And that's what you just continue to do to grow the business. It's really everything. It's the public perception of your business. Before they get to interact with you, they're going to judge you based on your brand, your design, and what you look like from the outside. I think that's one of the easiest things that businesses can do to make sure that they're competitive, is to make their brand and their design top-notch. Thank you, viewers, for watching Founder X Series by Designhill. So you can find me at Chris Ronzio on Instagram, on Facebook, at LinkedIn. It's just Chris Ronzio across all the platforms. And check out our YouTube channel, again, just Chris Ronzio, and as well my podcast, which is called Process Makes Perfect.